being new without referrals yet here and knowing too many people, did some other things that would, possibly help me out, but didn't see the kind of the long-term process of it, but a lot of money, time, and, not many results from there and whatnot. So I kind of grinded on doing a lot more, the cold calling, the mailers and everything. And, it wasn't really working. I was spending a bunch of money on things that I didn't know what was going to work. You guys were much more precise on who we were targeting, the areas I wanted to target.
But we really handled like the lead generation, dialing the leads, qualifying the leads, and once we set the appointment, you have, like Connor was showing, which is a really good example.
Yeah, I've gone in 6 so far, and all of them have been quality. So before the appointment happens, I know everything I need to know from you guys day before or whenever that appointment is scheduled for. There's so many different avenues that we can go based on what the analytics are showing us, and then you guys can make adjustments on your own. So you guys are on top of everything weekly. You guys present everything to me, weekly, and then these little write-ups are super helpful. They've been super consistent, hopefully getting about 2 or 3 appointments a month, which I would much rather it be that way than, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever appointments that. So definitely, more of a quality basis rather than a quantity basis. It's definitely worth putting the investment in the beginning, and you'll definitely see the results earlier than what you think.
Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Calcasia, co-founder of Consistent Listings, and today I'm really excited to interview one of my recent successful clients, Connor Hornsby, who was able to go from a situation of not getting many listings or finding it a challenge to get listings to now having a system which can intentfully get him listings in the locations that he chooses, stopping him from like driving like hours out. He can just work from wherever he wants to work with our new system. He's joined me today to talk about how we're able to pull that off. Thank you, Connor, for joining me.
Of course, appreciate it, Ryan.
Appreciate it. Cool. So to get things started, just for the guys watching, just tell us a little bit about yourself, the area you serve, the market, and where we're at right now.
Yeah, I've been in real estate now for 9 years. Moved to the DFW market roughly about 2 years ago. So obviously challenges there with kind of restarting business up. Had to kind of focus on buyers at the beginning, but knew with listings that kind of keeps you in the game as long as possible. And being new without referrals yet here and knowing too many people, had to find some avenues that would help me grow and grow efficiently, but also see the benefits of the long-term growth. And did some other things that would possibly help me out, but didn't see the kind of the long-term process of it. But when I started working with you guys, I saw the vision, and I saw the leads and how they were coming in, and now here we are.
Perfect. Okay, cool. We're gonna unpack all of that today. And then in terms of like where you were starting, just so the guys get a bit of an understanding, or the people, the realtors watching this, get a bit of an understanding of where you started. What were you dealing with before the program? What was business like for you? What was your split of like buyers, sellers, all of that stuff?
Yeah, so buyers were pretty heavy, especially year one. I knew that was gonna kind of get me off the ground a bit more, and that was beneficial. However, I wanted to get the listings, which obviously helps out with getting more buyers, more sellers, and whatnot. So I kind of grinded on doing a lot more, the cold calling, the mailers and everything. And, it wasn't really working. I was spending a bunch of money on things that I didn't know what was going to work, where I've done YouTube for more of like the relocation buyer side of things. But when I was presented, the opportunity to do YouTube ads on the seller side, I said, hey, this might be a pretty good opportunity. The way you guys presented everything to me and showed me how the process works. I said, hey, this is a no-brainer.
Perfect. Perfect. So just so I can like get proper understanding of that, you were doing YouTube on the organic for buyers.
But yeah, just organically though.
Nice. Okay, cool, cool. In terms of joining us or
Mhm.
like specifically choosing consistent listings over all the other companies and programs out there, why us? Why choose us?
I just thought based on talking to other people and where they were going with how they wanted to generate ads and what was the spend like and where they were coming from, you guys were much more precise on who we were targeting, the areas I wanted to target, and obviously the communication with how everything was going to be done, and it's very organized and very direct, and everything that's come to me has been, direct, and all the communication that you guys have provided to me at this point has, has exceeded my expectations by this far.
I appreciate it, and we'll talk about exactly what like Connor's got from the program. But
Mhm.
just before, why or what do you love most about the program? Why in particular do you think it works so well for you? Just as like a side question, but initially, what do you love most about like how things have worked for you?
Well, I just think from step one of, hey, you put some work on me, which is good. It's not just AI driven, ads. You actually make me, because I'm kind of the brand and
Yes.
everything, film the videos. You guys do all your magic touches and editing and whatnot. But, the understanding of, these leads are coming in, you guys are calling them. So I don't have to be on the phone all day long while I'm doing other, you know, business things and whatnot, and then they're warm transferred to me at the time so I can get on the phone with them at that time and talk to them. And then you guys do all the write-ups. And like I was sorry before, I have all the write-ups ready to go beforehand. So before the appointment happens, I know everything I need to know from you guys day before or whenever that appointment is scheduled for.
Yeah. Oh no, I really yeah. No, I mean you just hit the nail on the head. We tried to make your side of the job, which is just the parts you love doing most, which is turning up to the house yourself, as majority of the work we have to do. Granted, there may be a bit of recording and getting your brand out there, but we really handle like the lead generation, dialing the leads, qualifying the leads, and once we set the appointment, you have like Connor was showing, which is a really good example, like a full PDF of detailed notes, everything you want to know about the homeowner A to Z, which is like, yeah, I don't know how many people do that, which is, yeah, we really try to make it as easy as possible for you to just turn up
Of
and
course.
nail it. In terms of these appointments, actually, before we go into numbers and all that stuff, how have those appointments actually been when you've gone to the house, having that information at hand?
Yeah, I've gone in 6 so far, and all of them have been quality. People that have obviously inquired about, selling their home, wanting to know more information, but it's obviously helped fill the pipeline for sure. Some may not be ready right away, but in the list that you guys provide, it gives me an understanding going in there of how to approach the appointment as well, if I need to try and close it on the day of, or need to kinda lay back a little bit and just give guidance and an understanding of this is going to be a follow-up game with this person for X amount of months or whatever their timeline is like.
Perfect. No, really cool, really cool. So then, for the rest of this year, then do you have just like kind of listings that you can imagine get lined up?
Yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, or we talked off of this, listing came on today actually. So
Really?
that's exciting. We got everything going on that one. So um hopefully get that sold pretty quickly. Got one hopefully I went on yesterday. Um based off the notes, didn't want pressure on closing something, but was going up against a few other real estate professionals. But she was very happy and excited about the information I provided, what I can do. So fingers crossed on that one. So hopefully next week, and then a few others in the system for either later on this year or prepping and planning for next spring.
This is that's beautiful, and these are people you didn't know prior, right? Like these are
Nope.
fresh people, fresh into the pipeline. Before us, how was that process of finding, fresh people or fresh homeowners? I guess you can call it cold is the word I'm trying to use, to try and
Difficult.
yeah.
Difficult. Yeah, because I mean, like I said, I didn't have much of a referral basis here. Was more of like kind of a shotgun approach, trying to do as much things as possible, a lot of time and calling expireds, calling FISBOs, trying to send out mailers to my location and other locations. So a lot of money, time, and not many results from there.
So like more of a spray and pray method.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, spray and pray, and that way a bit more intent. Got like a little bit more intent. Um,
Yeah.
cool. No, really, really, really cool. So you've got, as you mentioned there, those two listings or one listing now, which just went live, which is really well done on your side, and you've got another listing which should be coming in a week. Uh,
Hopefully,
you
yep.
s- you've met 6 of these homeowners. How confident
Mm.
are you that they will turn into listings?
Yeah, definitely. I would say probably 75% of them will, then it's just my job to stay in touch with them and continuously follow up. And most of them, have stayed in touch. The other few, most of them may or may not, but it's really based off, personal life things that are happening, that they want to work with me, but they can't due to certain, borders and, hurdles that
Mm.
we'd have to get over. So those are more just touch and stay in touch with at this point, not trying to push anything, but shoot, if it became to all six, that'd be awesome.
That's amazing. I mean, look, there's always gonna be logistical stuff, right? Which you're
Of
just gonna have.
course.
Or it's just the nature of selling your biggest asset, which is yeah, your home, obviously. Okay, cool, cool. And before like joining consistent listings, before joining me and the other founders here, what have you tried before? What programs, coaching programs, or anything like this to try and solve this problem of listings? What have you done before?
Not much coaching, more of just, lead platforms and obviously the cold calling, like I mentioned, the mailers, the FISBOs. So a lot of things that took up a lot more time. And then I've done some where the odds weren't as targeted. It was more of just, like we said, spray and pray kind of. So a lot more money was being put into it and not a clear understanding of who this was being targeted to with your guys' ads. You guys walk through everything from the beginning before I make a decision on these are the areas we're going to target. These are the people we're going to target, and we're going to make your money work for you in honestly a cheaper way than the others, where I'm having to spend thousands of dollars a month on these ads. So hopefully, at some point, someone clicks and calls. But your ads are very targeted.
Yeah, yeah, no, again, we really do appreciate what you're saying there. We try our best in the targeting. Obviously,
Mhm.
there's some stuff at work there, and there's also the script itself, which we have
Exactly.
refined a lot to really sniff out the good homeowners from the back, which is really cool. So you've tried these other programs. I can imagine that realtors listening to this video of us right now have probably had their fair share of bad programs. If you're speaking to them, why do you think we got better results for you?
I think your scripts are awesome. You lay everything out from the get go, and you guys have a clear understanding. The hook, the body, and the closing, and obviously you got people can sign up, click form. That's how we kind of engage those. So these people are inquiring and show interest, and so I think what makes you guys different is just the whole layout on how everything's done, and then the videos. You sending the videos before they even go live, and they're edited very nice. They catch your attention easily on YouTube. And like you talked before, I'm seeing them now. Other people are seeing them now. So there's obviously lead growth with it, but there's some organic growth where people are finding me on my channel now a bit more too. And then obviously just the clear communication you guys have of what adjustments we need to make rather than just waiting long term and say, hey, we're just gonna need to be patient. So any adjustments that need to be made weekly, monthly, you guys are on top of and definitely seeing you know more leads starting to come through as well.
Nice. Nice. What I like about YouTube is you get that primary benefit where obviously you make your money back. You get the ROI, but then you get the second benefit, which is social presence. And you like I've done so many of these calls now where like a lot of realtors, there's a good handful of them become a little bit of local celebrities. They get called up at the
Yeah,
gym.
right.
Yeah, yeah, they get called up at the gym and they go like on a walk and they just get, "Hey, you're that person who's on YouTube all the time." It's just
Yeah, I'm seeing that a lot more now, actually.
really cool. Really, 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 really cool. Okay, cool. And just for the guys watching as well, I'm sure a lot of people will be interested in ROI. We didn't actually cover that topic. If let's be pessimistic. Let's say out of the six people you met, two or three closed turned into done deals. What roughly would be the GCI there for you?
Roughly around 50.
50? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
or around 50K.
Cool. Amazing, amazing. And in terms of ad spend as well, just so you know, we didn't actually speak about this prior, but
Mhm.
for the product that we rolled out, the amount of ad spend we have, or we should get to spend is around 4,500. Um, so 4,500 spent plus the program price, which obviously I won't say, but
Yeah, right.
that a heavy ROI.
Yeah,
Include that stuff. So that's amazing. Obviously, it's not now, but it's gonna happen very shortly since
exactly.
you made a really good impression from what it sounds like. It's just amazing. Cool. And this program itself, support, that's a big topic
Mhm.
for these online programs. And I'm sure guys are wondering because a lot of people pay for these programs or pay for like programs where they just get left in the dark. How have you found support with us?
Yeah, support, I have you guys have someone that is kind of monitoring everything for me and staying in touch with me, daily, weekly. But everything in Slack, you guys are up to date on and right on top of everything. And then, like I said, with Gabriel, I have a weekly meeting on, hey, this is what we're seeing on the clicks. This is what we're seeing on cost per lead that's coming in. This is the lead flow coming in. This is adjustments we may make. And then you guys are just upfront with me and honest of, hey, if we need to change some videos, we're going to change some videos. But since we filmed so many videos in the beginning, there's so many different avenues that we can go based on what the analytics are showing us, and then you guys can make adjustments on your own. So you guys are on top of everything weekly. You guys present everything to me, weekly, and then these little write-ups are super helpful for me because then I just know everything that I'm going into and how I need to approach that appointment, and that way I don't have to ask a bunch of questions that they've already answered with you guys. Then I'm just fully prepared for that meeting and just kind of get right into the things I need to focus on.
Amazing, amazing. Couple last questions for you, Connor, and I'll let
Yep.
you run off. But we're going into the summer now, where we're kind of already in summer. We're midpoint of the year, 2026. How does it feel? What's the impact on you personally that you have this system in your hands now?
Yeah, I mean, definitely confidence too. Been going on all these appointments and, starting to get more traction and whatnot. So definitely much more uh confidence going into all these, appointments, and then definitely excited whenever the Slack goes off. New lead comes in. I'm really excited. Like, when are they gonna call? When are we gonna get the call? So my calendar even shows what, another one, two, two in the next 2 weeks that are coming on, or
Ooh.
that I have appointments for as well. So they've been super consistent, hopefully getting about 2 or 3 appointments a month, which I would much rather it be that way than, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever appointments that, I'm really just trying to figure out if they're wanting to do it or not. So these people are more qualified than anything. So definitely, more of a quality basis rather than a quantity basis.
Man, I love it. I love it. Okay, and my final
Mhm.
final thing for you. Imagine someone watching this right now. They're on the fence about booking a call to speak with me or someone on the team about the program. What would you say to them?
Do it. Just do it. You know, I think, obviously they can reach out to me, and, I've tried everything and have done a lot and have talked to a lot of different companies that do seller leads, and the seller leads can always be difficult, because of, the challenges and the guarantees behind it. But, the money you put in is worth it. And the time that you have to put in the beginning is, nothing crazy. And you guys do the rest of the work from there. So, um, leave my information too. They can call me, and it's definitely worth putting the investment in the beginning. And you'll definitely see the results earlier than what you think.
Beautiful. Okay. I really, 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 really appreciate it.
Of
All right.
course.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Connor, for giving me the time to, let me interview you. And if you're watching this right now, as always, there's only one thing you need to do. There should be a button around here, a link somewhere where you can click and you can ask any question you want about the program. So if you are interested, what I want you to do is scroll down, find that link, find that button, find that calendar page, book a call with someone on our team and find out if this is a fit for you. Cool. I appreciate everyone for jumping on. Connor, again, pleasure. See you all later.